And we're live. All right. Let's open it up. Why does it say upcoming? There it is. Okay. Oh my gosh. Oh, the early morning. Sheesh. Oh, Lord. Hello, welcome to the stream. Ah. All right. Purple Sarah, what's going on? What is going on? We'll get started here in just a second. Just a second. Oh, I want to look at the Euro AI update at 06Z. I want to look at that. I do want to look at that. How's everyone's morning going? This November will be warm or hot. For the West, probably not for the East, though. The East is going to be pretty cool this November. It will be. All right. Oh, I added a new song to my playlist. Let me start off with that. Not liking that the snow is already coming. Yeah, for some people, it is a little bit early. I've got a. Is this a new song that I put on my playlist? I think this is long too. Let's test it out. Or was it the second one? Was it this one? I think it's this one. Nice little vibe. Buffalo, New York. So I'm used to it. Yeah, you are used to it. Boston's not much of an improvement from Buffalo, but it definitely is an improvement. You don't get as much snow. You don't get lake effect in Boston, so it's never going to be as much. When will central Minnesota get snow? Potentially 6 days. We're going to talk about that now. I know your weather app showed snow yesterday for Saturday. Now it doesn't show snow. Can't make up its mind. I'll tell you what I think. We're close enough. I'll tell you what I think. I just started stream, so I'm just letting some people hop in and we'll get started here in like 60 seconds. You know what I mean? Oh, I've been getting up at like 4 a.m. lately, or every morning, to try to get 4 videos out before 7 a.m. so then I can stream for a couple hours before going into work at 9. But my son decided that he was going to have nightmares at 3. So it was an extra early morning because by the time I settled him down, it was like 3:15, and I was like, I'm not going to be able to... My alarm's going off in 40 minutes or whatever. I was like, no. Guess I'm up. So I've been up since 3:15. I have a whole 8-hour shift before I go to my 9 to 5. No, not 8 hours. That's a lie. I'm lying. It's more like 5 hours. You got me through the hurricanes when I was living in Florida last year, so been here ever since. I love that. Yeah, I recognize Sarah. Yeah, I recognize you, and I recognize a lot of the people who were here since the beginning. OG day ones. What's going on, guys? We'll get started here in about 20 seconds. See, this song's kind of a vibe for the morning. All right, anyways. What is going on, everyone? Let's get started. So, I should move this over a little bit. Make my screen a little bit bigger. Sarah, I appreciate you. Ooh, confetti. No more 9 p.m. streams. I will get back to that. I will get back to those, Ali. I'll explain that in a second. Sarah, I appreciate you. I really do. Yeah. So here's what's going on. And then we'll start the weather. I have a very busy life. 2 little kids. You know, one's 6 months, one's 2.5. Got a 9 to 5, and then I do this. This. I put in about 30, 40 hours into this as well. I wasn't able to put out at the amount of consistent content and stream consistently 7 days a week doing 9 p.m. It just didn't work out. And I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, I'm going to have to get up at 3 or 4 a.m. every day if I want to be able to put out as much content I want and stream as much as I want. And so I've been trying it for 5, 6 days, and it's been working. I've been putting out 4 or 5 videos a day and streaming every single day, not skipping a day, not skipping Wednesday, Saturday. So I'm going to do this for a little bit. The whole goal is to grow my channel to the point where I can quit my 9 to 5. I'm being brutally honest. Hopefully my boss is looking, but this isn't going to be. I mean, we'll see how soon I can get there. But the whole point is, I'm trying to get to the point where I can do this full time, and to do that, I need to use my time as wisely as I can. And the best use of my time right now is to get everything done before my kids open their eyes in the morning. So we're going to do this for a little bit, but no, I don't plan on this channel being all morning streams for forever. I would love to get back to my evening streams. I would love to do it. I just have to. That's what I'm going to be doing when I'm full time on this channel, which I'm making a huge push towards. I mean, my goal is to be. It may be unrealistic, but my goal is to be full time before next summer, and then I can do morning and evening streams. So that's my goal. We'll see if I can get there. Tell people to sub and we'll get there quicker. All right. What are we looking for Saturday? Here we go. We'll get into it. Morning, Lake. Hope Charlotte gets good quality snow this time. Oh my gosh. My aunt Susie lives in Charlotte, and she had just moved up there a couple years ago, and she was really hoping for snow, and Charlotte's gotten no snow. I don't know if you guys saw the snowfall map for last year, how hilarious it is that Charlotte's the only area that basically didn't see snow. Watch this. Snowfall totals 24, 25 winter. Watch how funny this is. When you actually look at it. Okay, so watch this. 24, 25 season accumulation. No, we don't want that. What the heck? It's not doing season accumulation. Yeah, there we go. You can literally see the gap. Like, look at this. This gap of no snow right in here. But you're looking at 5 to 6 inches in the surrounding area around Charlotte. You see a little gap right in here, even the light blues. Charlotte's just so unlucky. Look at this. I mean, you got 5 to 6 inches to the north of Charlotte, 5 to 6 inches to the south of Charlotte, down to the southwest, up to the northeast. This gap in here, though, South Carolina, really upstate South Carolina and Charlotte just got absolutely screwed. Everyone else got snow. I mean, yeah, portions of southern Florida and, you know, Mississippi didn't, whatnot, Louisiana, but that's normal. Your screen went black. Yeah, that guy's TikTok's having problems. So if you have any issues on TikTok, you can join me on YouTube. There's no issues with my stream on YouTube. TikTok needs to fix their servers because they're going black. You can refresh the stream, close the stream out, and come back in. It'll be fine. Yeah. It's back. Yeah, I don't know what to do. I think I actually, did I look it up the other day? Okay, we're going to get into this. Sorry, but TikTok screen going black. We'll say during live. How to solve TikTok black screen problem. Okay, so this has been going on since 2022. It's just worse now. Troubleshooting black screen upload issue. TikTok black screen issue. Yeah, there's a lot of people talking about it in forums right now. 7 days ago, black screen when streaming. Wait, let me just read this real quick. Sorry, because this is actually interesting. Did you ever have the issue when you Yeah, okay, so... All right, well, there's really nothing I can do about it, but they're working on it. Here we go, guys. We have the latest GFS out. I'll quickly take you through the next 10 days. The end of the model run we can kind of ignore, but we'll look at. And we're going to look at the latest snowfall forecast, winter storm updates, temperature updates, severe updates, all the good stuff. We're going to get right into it right now. And I did, by the way, my updated winter forecast video is out. I told you guys I was going to post an updated winter forecast video. The full thing is on my YouTube, Connor's Climate Corner on YouTube. I posted it. Who I think is going to have a really good snowy winter, who I think could struggle. It's right there. The full length video is on my YouTube. All right, here we go. We'll look at the O6C first. We got moisture as we get into, as we move through today and tomorrow, moving up the East Coast. We've got cold air diving into the upper Midwest and New England. And so that's going to be some cold rain and snow for the higher elevations. And we're going to have consistent moisture funneling into the west really for the next 4 days. While we have ridging moving into the plains and through portions of the east. So heat, if you're in this region out here over the next 4 to 5 days, you're going to be pretty warm. You're going to be pretty warm. You're going to be wet out here. Ready, guys? Wet, warm, cool. Okay? There's your Monday to Thursday outlook. Monday to Thursday outlook, okay? No, we'll get a little bit more detailed than that. Here we go. Ridge building up, heat in the center of the country. You're still pretty cool out east. Lots of low elevation cold rain and high elevation snow moving into the west. Now we're getting out towards Wednesday, Thursday, and here's where stuff gets fun. Friday, we've got a low pressure system trying to dive towards New England, bringing a little bit more snow. We could have a little bit of a severe weather threat, minor severe weather threat in the Ohio Valley. Thursday or Friday, we'll have to see. Lots of snow starts funneling down from the northern Rockies, trying to get into the southern Rockies. Maybe Utah, Colorado get lucky and get a little bit of that snow, but it's going to be a little warm there. And here's the latest O6Z. We get snow through North Dakota, South Dakota. Maybe Omaha? Maybe? I don't know. I think it's going to be cold rain. Des Moines wants some snow. This could end up being snow for Minneapolis, Chicago, and then it puts snow in Detroit. I mean, this is, and then tons up there through inner New England. So, as we get into Saturday, here comes the snow through the northern plains, into portions of the Midwest Ohio Valley, and then up New England as we get, this is Saturday, Sunday, Monday. With it, tons of Arctic cold sinking air. Models right now think we could see temperatures in the panhandle of Florida, feels like temperatures, down to 28 to 29 degrees. Yes, in the 20s, feels like. Coldest air since last winter, easily. Now, let's look at the 00Z. Okay, this winter storm's happening. Let me just tell you that. This winter storm's happening. Will it play out exactly how the O6Z sees it? I don't know. Models disagree. Every model shows this winter storm happening. This cold air coming down next weekend. We don't exactly know how it's going to play out. As we get into Wednesday this week, we'll get a little bit closer. Once we get to 3 to 4 days, we'll have a much better idea, and we can get down to who I think is actually going to see that snow locally. Here's the 00Z GFS from last night, and I'll get to your questions right when I'm done with this, guys. The Earth shows some sneaky snow showers. 100 hours out, 00Z. Yeah. Here's the 00Z OOZ GFS. Shows the same thing. Sinking cold air. Brings that snow a little bit farther up to the north, closer to Minneapolis, and then brings that snow through Milwaukee, Chicago, a little bit of back-end snow through Detroit, Ohio, and then some flurries up there through, maybe State College and Pittsburgh, stuff like that. End of the run again. Super cold air again. This would be a major severe weather outbreak through the Ohio Valley if we had a 965 millibar low pressure mega land hurricane up here, winter storm hurricane up here. I don't know if we're going to see this, but this would probably cause some issues down here through the Ohio Valley for sure. Flooding, severe weather. That's near the end of the run, so we don't need to entertain it too much. So what does the snow look like with these latest updates? Again, when I'm done with this, I'll get to all your questions. On the 00Z, we're not going to go to the end of the run anymore, okay? We're going to look out. We'll look out 10 days. Past that, it gets a little crazy. You can see it gets a little crazy. Here we go. Snow, Dakotas, like I said, southern Minnesota, Iowa, maybe Milwaukee, Chicago. Entertain it. Inner New England, up and down Appalachia, maybe a little bit of snow, a little bit into Michigan. That's the OOZ of the GFS. The O6C takes that snow, again, Chicago, maybe Detroit, northern Indiana, northwestern Ohio. Tries to put a little bit of, tiny bit of flakes down into Ohio, western PA, and then up New England, Plains, Northern Plains, Rockies, whatnot. Let's get into the Euro real quick. I want to show you all the possible outcomes here. Well, we can look at the snow first. From the OOZ, looking at about 10 days the Euro likes snow into Michigan. Maybe an inch or two out here through all of Minnesota and Wisconsin. Maybe a little snow into Pittsburgh. Maybe a little snow into northeastern Ohio. And then up and down through New England. I want to look at the Euro AI. The Euro AI likes this as well. Like snow into Minneapolis, like snow potentially pushing down towards Milwaukee, a little bit into Michigan, northeastern Ohio, western PA, Pittsburgh, and then up the coast. So interesting, but I do want to just take a look at the 00Z. Here we go. Future reflectivity on the Euro. Same thing. Warm, dry, Monday to Thursday-ish time frame out here through the plains. The east remains a little bit cooler. The west is getting slammed by storm after storm. But again, the interesting stuff happens as we get into Saturday and then Sunday. Look at this massive cold air collapsing, polar jet collapse down through the plains and out east. And with that, there's tons of snow flurries flying through the air, as you can see on the GFS. Lots of snow trying to fly through the air. So that's what's going on. I'm trying to think if there's one thing I want to talk to you guys about before we just get to questions. Yeah, what's poppin'? Stream. Sarah Yali. Dublista. Toey Storm. Confused Bunch. What's going on? How cold in Dublin, Georgia? You guys want to see the temperatures? How cold this could actually get? I think the Euro even sees it colder than the GFS. Usually the GFS is more aggressive on cold air. I actually think the Euro might even see it getting colder. Like the Euro just has this thing collapsing as well. We'll look at both. Here, let's take a look at surface temperature. Why do I feel like check. Why do I feel like I'm talking through my webcam? I'm not. Okay. Surface temperature. Check. Look at these cold anomalies. Holy smokes. Talk about a tale of two countries, right? Brr. What do people say when it's hot? Like you say brr when it's cold. What do people say when it's hot? I don't even think we have a word for that. Bleh. Okay, thank you. Bleh. That's basically, it's going to be bleh. You know, out here, really, starting next weekend, or starting next week is going to be bleh out west and burr out east. Okay, guys? To put it simply, if you have any young kids who don't understand the graphic, bleh, burr. We're going to start using that. That's going to become a new slogan. Anyways, so what does this actually look like? Apparent temperatures. Burr. All right, let's go in here. East. Oh, Lord, it's hot. I'll take play. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, feels like temperatures down in the low 30s in the Panhandle of Florida. Hello. Out east. That's very cold. You guys can see it. All right, we've got, feels like 20s. The 20s getting down here on the Euro. 30s. Getting way farther south than they should be. 40s. The GFS actually is more aggressive. I guess I shouldn't be surprised by that. But, I mean, 29 feels like into Florida. Mid-November. It's a little early. Tampa's trying to get down into the 30s, feels like, mid-November. I don't know. 6 degrees up in the West Virginia mountains. Trying to get into the teens, feels like, over there around Philly. Look at this. Cold. Let's go to the central U.S. How does this look out here? Same time frame. Pretty cold. Pretty cold. Low 30s, maybe high 20s for feels like, if you believe the GFS. Out here during this time frame, this would be next Sunday into Monday. Yeah, I mean, feels like 30s trying to push down to the Gulf states. This is just freezing. So, yeah, very, very, very cold. Now, the west is going to be a little bit warmer than it should be, and I'll show the west too, because I know people do exist out west. Believe me. Yeah, during this time frame when we have this heat out west, Yeah, you could see temperatures in the 80s in Arizona, in Southern California. Mid 80s, potentially. Look at that. That's hot for this time of year. It's a little spicy. But then look at this. You got negative 14 degrees up in the mountains at the end of the run. But we're not going to entertain the end of the run. All right. Stuck here in Michigan. Michigan's looking, if you want snow, was looking like it actually could have a pretty decent chance for it this weekend, end of the weekend. So there will be snow on the 13th in West Michigan. It could be. Yeah, okay. Even if this Clipper system / kind of tilting trough low pressure system misses you, this is going to be the coldest air we've seen since last winter, and you're going to get lake effect all up and down. I'm almost 100%. I'm 90% certain we're going to get good lake effect, at least decent lake effect snow all up and down Western Michigan. So if you're somewhere near the lake and you get affected by lake effect snow, this could be your first decent lake effect snow out there in Western Michigan. Probably around the 10th, 11th, and it'd likely still be on the ground. Yeah, 13th. Easily. Yeah. What do I think the likelihood of snow in our area is next weekend? What? Up in Minneapolis, up in Minnesota? It's 50-50 shot for Minnesota. Central to southern Minnesota, 50-50 shot for snow. Models keep jumping this snow north and south. They keep throwing it north, throwing it south. I think they're underestimating how early in the season it is. Or how early in the season it is, and the warmth we still have, and the humidity we could still possibly have that could amplify this. I don't know. We're not freezing down there by any means in the southern plains down towards the Gulf. I think we could actually, as this system dives down, get a little bit more lift, a little bit more moisture with this thing. So I'm 50-50. Yeah. I'm leaning, I'm gonna say I'm 55-45 that Minneapolis will get a little snow. It's tough though. I don't expect big accumulations, but maybe an inch. 2 if we're lucky. Although you never know. If this thing does take a farther northern track, we could just out of nowhere end up with 5-6 inches. So I almost said the forbidden numbers. Rain for Middle Tennessee on Sunday. It's possible. It's possible. You can see this you can see this storm system converging with our trough up here. Our trough, what the heck was that? Our trough low pressure. So it may avoid Tennessee, but it may not. I wonder what our OZ did. Did it see that moisture through Tennessee? It does see that moisture through Tennessee on Sunday. Yep. So there's a chance that rainfall misses Tennessee just out to the east on Sunday, but right now you're probably favored to have some rainfall on Sunday. I got my fingers crossed too, Allie. Yeah, rainy weekend. Yeah. Right now it's favoring to be rainy like Saturday evening through Sunday in Tennessee. It's still time for that to change. Definitely. I kind of want to look at the updated panels here in a second. Look at our European. Let me look at our extended European 32-day snow expectations. 46-day snow expectations. This would be crazy if we did get 4 or 5 inches through New York City, Philly, Baltimore, D.C. that early in the season before astronomical winter starts. That would be interesting. Yeah, y'all. I hate it. Savannah's gonna be nice and cool. Faux show. CPC Outlook. There you go. 6 to 10 days. Average, slightly below average out east. I actually think it'll be a little bit cooler than this out east. So let's do the next 10 days. not bad. We're gonna see this really flip, I think, as we get into mid-November. A lot of the bleh is gonna go away. Oof. Cincinnati, Ohio. There's a small chance you get snow at the end of this weekend. I'll give you guys like a 10 to 15% chance. I give you like a 20% chance there's some flakes that fall in the air, but snow accumulation I think is pretty low chance. Do I think Chicago will get snow on the 9th? I think you have a real opportunity. I don't think this is a fake. I don't think this is a fake chance. I don't think this is nonsense. We're approaching only 140, 150 hours out. With you take a look at the GFS, you take a look at the Euro. Euro 12Z. There's snow in the region of Wisconsin, northeastern Illinois, and Indiana. And then you got the 06Z and the 00Z putting snow right around Chicago both times. So yeah, I think there's a real opportunity there for Chicago. I wouldn't. Does the cold air sink that far south? I'd put Chicago at almost a. I put Chicago like a 30% chance to get snow on the ground. Are there more cold shots after this one? The model suddenly this morning said after this one we're going to be super hot for 2 weeks. I'm not buying it. Nope, not buying it. I'll let you know if I'll admit if I was wrong, but I don't think we're gonna get a huge zonal flow ridge that sets over the country with what's been going on up in the Arctic. Just doesn't make any sense. If you want to take a look at that, here's our big cold blast brought to us by our Greenland blocking and our blocking out east. That's going to linger, bring us the coldest air since last winter. And then that Greenland blocking wants to move out, so a ridge settles in here, and it doesn't allow our storm systems down into the states. So, they're thinking, woo, now suddenly we're in a negative PNA. And the west is freezing. And the east is hot. Could this happen? It could happen. I'm not completely buying it. To switch that drastically from a positive PNA directly into a negative PNA, usually you see it a little more gradual. This is just straight into it. This is just like, hey, that ridge is just going to transfer east and immediately stick. I don't know, man. I don't see it happening. It could. We'll see. Let's look at the Euro on that. Speaking about that, let's look at the Euro, how the Euro sees it. Okay, North America. Here we go. Cold air, positive PNA, ridge out west, warm out west, cold out east. Greenland blocking, storm system diving down from the northwest. Now this storm system, if it does take that angle, it would push ridging out east. It 100% would push ridging out east. But notice what the Euro does. It actually kind of turns this thing into a bowling ball trough and tries to bring a storm potentially up the East Coast. This is a little bit more believable. It's not just stalling this cold air out here. It's still trying to transfer some out east. It's not just flipping the pattern. So, but again, the Euro, this is why the Euro tends to be more accurate. I could buy this. I could buy a brief warm up. End of the second week, beginning of the third week of November out east. But I just don't think we're going to see this like 2 week hot pattern change back out to the east. Especially not with, at the end of the Euro here too brings our Greenland blocking back in, and we've got a pretty active storm signal out here to the west. So with the ridge trying to build up under it. Central Minnesota is supposed to get snow in the next 10 days. Somewhere in Minnesota is going to get snow in the next 10 days. That I'm pretty sure about that. We need probably, give me like 48 to 72 more hours, and I'll tell you who I think is going to get snow in Minnesota. There's so much disagreement. The Euro every model Euro puts snow right through Minnesota multiple times actually. Your GFS 06Z puts snow through northern Minnesota and then tries to dive the snow down through southern Minnesota. You go back to the OOZ, diving snow through northern Minnesota there, and then through southern Minnesota again. And then look at the end of the run. That would be feet of snow for almost all of Minnesota. But again, that's the end of the run, so I'm not going to pay attention too much to it. Toby, I appreciate you. Sorry, I'm reading chat. Windshield frosted over in North Alabama this morning. Yeah, it's pretty cold down there, isn't it? I did release my updated guys. I released my updated winter forecast. I saw someone asking about that. Here, I'll show you it. No. Let's do this. I'll show you it. Give me a second. Extra large icons because I'm blind. There we go. There it is. Now we can get a little bit. Wait, what the heck? Oh, there we go. Now, okay. Oh, crap. I didn't want to move that one. Oh, my God. I'm messing everything up. So, here's what's going on. And I'll tell you the area. I'll tell you the parts of this forecast I'm confident in and the parts that I'm not confident in, even though I do that in the video. Where's my pen? Okay. Where is it? Oh, it doesn't let me draw on this. Okay. Rockies region, guys. If I bring this over here, will it let me? No, it still won't. That's so annoying. Rockies area, I actually think, even though this says average for snowfall, I actually think we might end up being a slightly below average winter, temperature-wise. Pacific Northwest. It's very hard to call this dry. But remember, this is for winter, December, January, February. So all this moisture and everything that's happening in the West, it doesn't matter for this forecast. It's a gamble. Don't have as much confidence up here in the Pacific Northwest. You could end up being cold and snowy. Pretty confident about the rest of this. Polar vortex. I know I don't say how much snow I think is going to be up in this region where it says polar vortex. You know, we're talking about Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, potentially northern Illinois, portions of central and northern Iowa, and then northeastern Montana. I talked about it. We look at our best analog, 2000, 2001 winter season. Most people up here saw above average snow. The issue with having a very, very below average winter, temperature-wise, is sometimes you get up here in this region a cold core high that doesn't allow, that actually puts you in a little bit of a snow desert. Like what happens in Siberia. It's so cold that you're not producing any snow. You're not going to get any snow on the ground. I think with how warm the WPO is, how warm the Pacific waters are, and that enhanced storm track coming down in from British Columbia in the Northwest is going to counteract this kind of cold core high from developing. So I think polar vortex region will see above average snow. I think we're going to see a lot of snowstorms up through here where it says frequent snowstorms. I don't expect. I think the biggest snowstorm of the year is going to end up being in the Mid-Atlantic and coastal New England. I think the biggest snowstorm of the year. Now, and I'm not counting, like, the mountains get the biggest snowstorms because they have mountain weather. The moisture runs into the mountain, it's forced up, and then it stalls. I'm not talking about that. I'm like actual snowstorm, like 24-hour snow. I think it's going to be in the Mid-Atlantic. I think we're going to have big nor'easters this year. So, again, why? La Nina. Cold anomaly in the subpolar North Atlantic. Stratospheric warming. Warm SSCs in the Gulf, Caribbean, and Western Atlantic. Duh. That's why I think that. Winter battleground zone. Sorry. Dun, 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 dun. Ice, baby. No, I'm kidding. It really depends. You guys could end up being really good with snow. You guys could end up being really below average. Depends how our polar jet sets up for the winter. You know? Yeah, North Carolina's kind of due for one, isn't it? She Cole? I think Boone will have a good winter. Boone, North Carolina. I think so. I think so. I was about to do something and now I can't remember, guys. What was I about to do? I completely forgot. New York is due. Philly's due. New York and Philly. I think Philly is in actually a worse snow drought than New York City. They're both really bad. Philly averages 18 inches of snow a year. It hasn't hit that average in 5 or 6 years. I mean, Philly's been getting like 9 to 12 inches of snow a year. It's been like half of its average for the last 5 years straight. I think New York City's been in a pretty bad drought though too. I just know Philly because I was living there, how bad it was. Little Rock, Arkansas. Little Rock, Arkansas. Where do I have you? I have you in the winter battleground zone. I think you could get some big storms. Yeah, I do. But yeah, guys, my full, I explain everything in my full winter forecast video on my YouTube. So if you want to go into more details, I'm not trying to funnel everyone there, but I'm just being honest. I'm not going to rehash everything that I said. I made that video literally last night. So, all right, give me 1 second, guys. Un momento. One second. Oh, I hear the kids crying. Love that sound. Love that sound. Wah. Wah. Sorry guys, I'm just looking at something. Okay. Snow outlook for Fade, what's going on? Fade, are you still a member? The GOAT. Snow outlook for central New Jersey. I think you're gonna have 1 or 2 major snowstorms. I think we're getting the return of the nor'easter. I've been talking about that for sure. I don't see a ton of snow. I don't see frequent snowstorms through the mid-Atlantic and coastal New England. I see a couple big ones. Ohio for what? Ohio could get some snow flurries, maybe even a little accumulation of snow this late this weekend. Models don't agree, but they all give Ohio a chance at snow. Ohio's probably going to see above average precipitation this year and be slightly below average temperature-wise. So I'd be, if you like snow, I'd be pretty happy with how the snow forecast at least looks right now for Ohio for this winter. Any snow in Lubbock, Texas? It's going to be tough for you down there in a week La Nina. It's going to be tough. Not impossible, though. There's some craziness happening at the end of this run here. You can see right here the models wanting to put snow down in the portions of almost western Oklahoma and northern Texas. So who knows? You know, that's the end of the run, but there's a little bit of craziness there for you to hold on to some hope. Rochester, New York. Yeah, Rochester, New York. I would expect below average temperatures this winter. Snowfall wise, average to slightly above average snowfall for Rochester, New York. No problem, Buzz. Oh, man. All right, guys. Give me one second, all right? Give me 1 second. I'm back. Did you guys see me? I was messing with you. Well, I'm streaming for another 10 minutes and then I should probably get ready to go to work. Hershey, Pennsylvania, first snow. Where's Hershey, Pennsylvania? Where are you guys? Right up here. Hershey. Early December. We're going to say first week of December. I don't see it from one of these storms. I don't see it from one of these upcoming storms. Not quite yet. Boom, 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 boom. Palm Coast, Florida. I think your first snow is going to be... I'm just kidding. Let me see. Not well enough caffeinated. Yeah. Sorry, I'm reading some stuff in chat. Have a good one, Fade. Now that he's gone, we can riot. Charlotte, North Carolina. Gosh, you would really not expect to have another bad winter, right? You guys have had bad winters for like so many years in a row now. I think you actually hit your averages in 2021. But, man, my gut tells me Charlotte's going to finally get a good snowstorm this year, but it's tough because that's kind of one of those winter battleground zones as well. Where did I put Charlotte? I did. I put Charlotte in the winter battleground zone. Okay, that makes sense. North Dakota is going to be very cold this winter. I'd expect above average snow. If you don't get above average snow, it's because it's way too cold. That cold core high could set up. But like I said, I think the warm Northern Pacific, warm WPO anomalies is going to activate that storm track enough to kind of counteract that cold air. I think you'll get above average snow in most of North Dakota. Northern Illinois going to get a snowstorm? It could. It could. You can see what the GFS is doing. Boom, right through there. Northern Illinois. Almost into Chicago right there. That's the 06Z. 00Z shows both the 06Z, 06Z, OZ shows a snowstorm through Chicago. Euro. I don't think the Euro loves it. Let's see. The Euro keeps the snow a little bit farther to the north. Well, actually, let's look at the OOZ. Actually, I think it brings the snow down to the south through northern Illinois. It's just not as heavy. Did I look at the latest Euro AI ensemble? Or yeah, Euro AI deterministic. Euro AI deterministic tries to put a little bit in there in Chicago as well. Southern Illinois, we're probably going to have to wait a little bit longer. I don't think we get that snow down into Southern Illinois this weekend. It's not impossible, but it's not too likely. Do I think Central to Southern Indiana will have to wait till December for snow? I think you could get it late November. It's just going to be, we're going to have our opportunities here in November. Appreciate the follows, guys. Appreciate the follows. Thank you. I appreciate the follows. Columbus, Ohio. You guys should have an above average winter. Noah thinks you're going to have above average precipitation in Columbus, Ohio. I agree with that. They think you're going to have average temperatures. I agree with that. Maybe slightly below average. So, that would tell you that your chances for above average snow with above average precipitation and potentially below average temperatures is your chance for an above average winter snow wise definitely goes up. I like your chances. I do. Oh my gosh, I'm tired, guys. Thanks, Yali. Long Island temps and snowfall for this winter. Again, I have to stick with my gut. I think we're going to get a big nor'easter this winter, which would probably affect Long Island, which would probably put that snow into Long Island. I think Long Island hits their average snowfall or slightly above average snowfall because of like one storm. I really do think we're going to have that 1 or 2 big nor'easters, at least one. And if we don't, you're all going to come and attack me as we get into spring. And I'll have to just sit there and take it. But I'm pretty confident. Oh. I thought my son was going to come get on stream. Massachusetts. Again, Cape Cod. Guys, that's the New England and mid-Atlantic coast that I'm talking about for 1 or 2 big snowstorms this winter. I don't expect frequent snowstorms out there. I expect 1 or 2 big ones. I'm missing it now. All right, I probably should get ready to go to work since I'm not doing this full time yet. Not yet. I appreciate you guys being in here. Appreciate the follows, gifts, just the engagement in chat, hanging out. What about Minnesota for snow? Minnesota's, in my opinion, is going to have an above average snow year, pretty much the whole state. I post every single day, multiple times a day, and I stream. Now that I'm doing mornings, practically every single day. I am going to try to do more evening streaming. I think the best chance for me to do evening streaming is the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And every now and then I'll do it during the week because I do like the 8, 9 p.m. streams. It's just, I try to get everything done before my kids get up, which is why I'm usually doing stuff at like 3, 4 in the morning. So the evening streams are tough because then I get like 4 hours of sleep. Yeehaw! Ride him, cowboy. Thanks for the cowboy hat, Yali. Jima, I appreciate you. I know I missed it. But yeah, I'm on all platforms. And if you're on my YouTube, the Discord link is in the description on my YouTube of every single one of my videos. Join the Discord. We have tons of weather enthusiasts in there, and we have a good time. Weather memes, all the weather updates you need to know. Severe weather, snowfall, volcanoes, earthquakes, NHC, space weather. It's all in there. It's all in there. It's an awesome Discord. You can go to any of my YouTube videos, Connor's Climate Corner, and just click the link in the description, Discord. What you'll have to do when you click it, you add me. Actually, you should be able to join through that, but if not, you can just add me on Discord, Connor's Climate Corner HQ, but you'll see the link, and then I just make you part of the Climate Crew. When you first get in, you're not going to see anything in the Discord because I have to change your membership, your member thing to Climate Crew. But I update that every day. I took 45.7 seconds to catch it. I love how you have that on a calculator. Or a calculator on a timer. What am I saying? All right, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great week. Yay, Monday. Yay. Mods, you're awesome. I appreciate all you. See ya. See you, Sam.